Grand Rising. How are you guys doing? I hope that you guys are having a great Thursday, wherever you are located in the world. I woke up, I've been up for a few hours, and I was meditating on some things and asking the Father about some things, to give me understanding about some things. And the thing that I was really pondering on is the spirit of competition. We all have this thing that it's been taught that we all are supposed to have this competitive nature in us that is supposed to help us survive in this world that we live in. I understand why that is taught and why people believe that way and why people live their lives in a perpetually competitive state where they feel like they have to compete with everything and everyone around them because it's the nature of the system of the beast, right? But in the kingdom of Yah, competition should not exist. Because when people are competitive, whether the competitiveness is the result of a direct challenge or confrontation presented by someone else, or if it's, kind of passive competitiveness, meaning in the mind of the person that's competitive, they feel like they have to compete with somebody who doesn't even have the mind that they are better than them, that they're more talented or able or anointed or educated or richer, or they have more connections, or whatever is the advantage is. That person who's passive about it doesn't even recognize and realize that there are people out there that want to compete with them. There are people that feel insecure around them. There are people that feel inferior around them, and they don't even know and realize and understand that those people feel that way about them. They're just being who they are. They're just walking in whatever it is that the Father has given them. Whether it's a gift, a talent, an anointing, a skill that they've attained, an education or training, or there's connections or affiliations, whatever it is, that person is just walking in their advantage. I can use that word. And it's taken me this long in life, and that's over 50 years, to understand or begin to understand that there are people who you never dreamed that feel inferior to you or inferior to me or inferior to others just based upon talents, gifts, anointings, connections, even just the person who they are. Some people are jealous and envious of the way people look. And the person who's supposed to look so wonderful doesn't even think that they look all that great. They don't even care about it. It's not an issue with them. They don't go around saying, oh, I look wonderful, I look beautiful, or whatever. They don't even ponder it. It's not even an issue for them. It's not something that they don't use that to their advantage. It's just a part of who they are, right? And I've lived over 50 years, and it's really just beginning to dawn on me that there are people that are jealous of others just based on anything. And the person who they're jealous of don't even have a clue that they're jealous. They don't even have a clue that other people are secretly in competition with them. And all they're doing is just being who Yah created them to be. There's just some people that Yah has created to be beautiful. There's just some people that Yah has given certain gifts and talents and anointings. And there are certain things that the Father has endued into a person or a people gifts, talents, skills that they've learned. They have the ability to learn skills or whatever that is. There are people that hate people who are smart, hate people who are beautiful, hate people who are anointed, hate people who are favored, hate people that got connections, just hate you for no reason. For no reason. And they're in secret competition with these people. And you can't tell me, I know that it's taught in the world, the fallen state that we're in today, that we're living in. We're taught that it's okay and it's healthy. And some people even say it's spiritual to be competitive with one another. And I don't know. Maybe I've missed it in the word, but I don't see that anywhere in the word of Yah, where it's okay to be competitive with people. Especially if it's like this secret competition and this secret envy and this secret jealousy that people have of you. Because to me, that is a spirit of covetousness. To me, that means that you're harboring hatred deep down in your soul towards a person that don't even have a clue that you hate them because they're anointed. You hate them because they're beautiful. You hate them because they're handsome. You hate them because they're educated. You hate them because they seemingly have an advantage over you. And people who harbor that type of resentment and jealousy, and have a secret competition with people, they really themselves, they are dealing with inferiority complexes. They themselves are dealing with secret inner insecurities within themselves. They themselves don't understand that we live in a vast world. We live in a big, huge world, a planet that exists in a solar system, that exists in a universe that's created by our Father, right? And guess what? He has so many blessings available to us all. Doesn't matter if we're beautiful, if we're ugly, if we're handsome, if we're awkward looking, if we're rich, if we're poor, if we're educated, if we're ignorant, if we are illiterate. Doesn't matter what family you come from. It doesn't matter who you know, who you're connected to. None of that matters. None of that should matter. It doesn't matter in the kingdom. If you know who you are, and if you know who your daddy is, then you don't have to compete with nobody. You don't have to be jealous of nobody. Do you hear me? You are not in secret competition with no one. When the Father created you, He gave you your own DNA. He gave you your own fingerprint. He set apart His own path just for you. A unique path, a unique destiny that's just for you. It's yours. It belongs to you. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody. And when you realize that, and you understand that, and you really believe that, you don't ever entertain a spirit of competition ever again. You won't do it. You can't do it. Why? Because you're like, I'm not in competition with nobody. I know I'm in a race, and a race is organically a competition. But baby, it's not the same kind of race that you're used to seeing. It's not the race where somebody's a winner and somebody's a loser. No, if you are in a kingdom race, the only thing you got to do is to keep going at your own pace. Oh, my God. All you got to do is keep going at your own pace. You are not trying to go faster than this one on the left. And you are not trying to outrun the person on the right. Honey, all you got to do is keep your eyes on the prize and keep moving. The only thing you got to do is keep going. Because when you cross the finish line, you won your race. And that's the great, beautiful thing about a kingdom race. A kingdom race, all of us are winners. There are no winners. There are no losers in a kingdom race. Understand that. In a kingdom race, we are all winners. We all get blessed. We all get a medal. Nobody is better than nobody else. Huh? Just run your race. We say in the States, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane so that you can run your race, so that you can cross the finish line. Because if you don't cross the finish line, that's the only way you can lose the race, is if you don't cross the finish line in the will of the Father. And we don't hear this type of teaching. I've never heard nobody say this before. This is just something that the Father put in me this morning as I was pondering and just thinking. And I'm like, Father, why is there so much competition amongst our people? Why are melanated people always competing with one another? Why are they always trying to tear down one another? Why is there such a thing as a crab mentality, where if there are crabs in a bucket and the crabs in the bottom of the bucket see a crab about to get out the bucket, they start pulling on the crab to pull him back down? Why is it that we always trying to tear down one another? Why is it that we're always trying to compete with one another? What is that? Why is there an elite? Why is it okay for the elite to oppress the public and the poor? Why is it okay to sell out your brother and to sell out your sister when there's blessings and resources that are all around us? And there's enough to go around for everybody. Everybody gets a bless. Like Oprah says, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Not saying that a car is only a blessing. You know what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is the Father wants to bless us all. He wants to. He wants to. But we're so busy looking at other people. We're so busy looking at other ministries. We're so busy looking at this and looking at that and envying folk and being jealous of folk and being competitive with folk. And this is why our people, this is the cardinal sin of people people with melanin. We cannot stand to see somebody else get blessed. We will tear down something. We will tear down another person. We will be in secret competition with folks who ain't studying you. They ain't worrying about you. They're just living their lives. They're just being who Yah has created them to be. They're just doing what the Father called them to do. Why do you have a problem with it? Even if you perceive it to be sin, let that be between them and the Most High Yah. Ain't got nothing to do with you. You didn't die for their soul. You did not resist unto blood for their soul. So why you worrying about it? Even if somebody is in sin, it ain't your business. Did I say that? It's not your business. It's not your business. Anywho, we have to stop being in competition with one another. Because we need to unite. We need to unite. We're too busy trying to find reasons to divide instead of reasons to unite. And it's to the detriment of us as a people all over the world. Nobody is better than nobody else. And once you realize the gifts, the unique gifts and the talents and the anointings and just the natural things that the Father and the supernatural things that the Father has endued unto you as an individual, or unto you as a tribe, or unto you as a village, or unto you as a region, or unto you as a people, a family, a clan, whatever you want to call yourselves. When you realize what your unique gifts are and what you bring to the table, and all of us got something we could bring to the table. You understand? Once you realize that, and you own that, and you be like, yes, this is what the Father has given me. What has the Father given you? Oh, yes, this is what I'm strong in. This is my strength. This is what's going to help us in this area. When we could come together as a people and unite our strengths, And not amplify our weaknesses. Stop getting jealous and competitive with one another, and uphold and lift up one another. I'm not saying uphold somebody in sin or in crime. No, what I'm saying is we have to unite as a people so that we can be strengthened. Because we, as a people of melanated persuasion, we are some of the most gifted and intelligent and creative, and talented people on the planet. We have developed nations. We of melanated descent, African descent, we have developed nations. Y'all want to talk about nation building? Baby, African, we may be this and that in America, and we can't help where we were born. But guess what? African Americans, we built a nation, boo. We may be godless, we may be this, we may be that, but we built a nation. You want to talk about building a nation? Come talk to us. Win us over. Stop trying to scam us. Stop trying to bamboozle us and put us down and say, hey, how did you guys do this? You guys invented this and you guys invented that. And you can learn something. We can learn something from one another. Oh, well, what did you invent over here? Oh, yeah, show me how you did that. Oh, well, this is how we did this over here. And if we could just collaborate, and if we could just unite, and not fight, we can build a real life Wakanda. We can build a fortress that nobody can penetrate. And we won't need nobody else's help. But we got to unite. We have to unite. Let's stop competing with one another. Can we stop competing with one another? Because the more that we compete with one another, the more that we entertain the elitist mindset. You know where the elitist mindset comes from? That came from the European mindset. That came from the white man. That came from Caucasians. This is how colonialism and slavery came into existence, because of the elitist mindset. Do not take on the elitist mindset, my brothers and my sisters, because the elitist mindset is one that is not for nation building. It is not conducive. It is not conducive to the productivity and the functionality of a nation and a tribe of people. Elitism is selfish. It's self-seeking, it's greedy, and is not the will of the Father. And guess what? The elitists, whether they're on the continent or they're in Europe or they're in America or wherever they are hiding, they are some of the most scariest, some of the most inferior, insecure people on the planet. That's why they got to hoard the resources. That's why they have to colonize nations. That's why they have to pillage resources. That's why they have to start wars and fund wars and keep wars up. Why? Because they're really scared. They're really insecure. Why? Because they don't have no talents. They don't have no skills. They don't know how to work. They don't know how to endure nothing. They can't go through nothing. They are scary. They are weak. They are whips, and they hide behind their money, and they hide behind their crowns, and they just hide behind power. They hide behind wealth that they stole from us. It belonged to us. Why? Because we built nations. We built nations, y'all. We invented products, services. And we are the true people. You know this. That's why we can do all of these things, you know. And the elitists are the ones that injected that spirit of competitiveness and division in the world. Who divided these countries on the continent during the Berlin Conference? Why do they do that? Because they're scared, and they're inferior, and they're insecure, because they know they can't do anything by themselves. We had to teach them how to work. We had to teach them how to clean themselves. We had to teach them everything. And then in return, what did they do? They stopped us from reading. They enslaved us. They tortured us. They stole from us. They stole from you. And then come back and try to give you what they took from you and make it seem like they're doing you a favor. My prayer for my people is that we unite and we stop being competitive with one another. We stop being jealous of one another, and we stop entertaining the elitist mindset. Let's get rid of elitism, because it is not the will of the Father. Let's get rid of competitiveness, because it is the spirit of Antichrist. It is not the will of the Father for us to compete with one another. Let's build up one another. Let's help one another as much as we can. If all of us chip in and do what we can, none of us will be in need. None of us will be in need. You guys be blessed in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach.